Hey everybody, welcome back to the Dungeon Dive. Okay, so we are back with part 4 of Warhammer Quest Let's Play with Harlan the Barbarian and the fortunately rescued Saul the Witch Hunter. So if you remember, what happened was their first quest was to go to the fire chasm and return one of the dragon eye jewels, and to put a stop to this curse. And they were sent on that quest by Bartok Hammersmith, a dwarf. And about halfway through their quest, they came upon a bottomless pit. The witch hunter fell in, but he was miraculously rescued by Bartok and his small band of dwarves. And Harlan narrowly escaped the dungeon, and he ran into Bartok, and Bartok told him he rescued the witch hunter. They took him back. They let them, the dwarves let the heroes, the warriors, regroup at their small village. And then Bartok told the warriors of an alternate entrance into the dungeons below where they can go and complete their quest. So if you remember, at one point Bartok told Harlan to pick up his friend, the witch hunter. He was unconscious on the ground, and the witch hunter said, that's not and then Bartok interrupted him. So this was kind of suggested by a user in the comments, and I can't remember who it was. I apologize, but for a cool backstory, we're thinking that the witch hunter went into like this den of chaos, maybe like a cave or some kind of like chaos den where they were doing these sacrifices. And the barbarian is going to be quite a bit younger than Harlan will be younger than Saul. And Saul dispatched of the chaos warriors there and the cult members, and he rescued the young barbarian from just a life of torture and torment. And because of that, the barbarian pledged, a certain number of years under the witch hunter's direction. So he's not a slave so much, but he is an indebted servant, you could say, to the witch hunter. And so that's going to be kind of our warrior's backstory. But anyway, so what I've done is I've kept the fire chasm in as the objective room, and I've re-randomized our dungeon. So we're going to go ahead and set that up on the table. And then I have I picked a handful of new events to add to the event deck, but I've kept the same enemies just because I already had all of my enemies all separated out. So there won't be new enemies, but there will be some new dungeon rooms and some new non-combat encounters. All right, so let's see here what the first room of the dungeon is going to be. It's going to be the Circle of Power. Ooh, starting off right away with a dungeon room. So there is the Circle of Power. Okay, and that's going to be our entrance. And then there's going to be only one exit coming off of there. So shards of flickering, unnatural green light pierce the darkness from within this room. The Circle of Power will always trigger an event card unless the adventure book states otherwise. So we will place our 2 warriors right inside the entrance there. And we will place our first event card there. And remember, the event cards trigger at the top of the monster phase. And so what we're going to do here is we will have the power phase. So let's see what happens here. I got to get my dice out of the tray so I can roll them. Okay, remember, white dice for the barbarian, gray dice for the witch hunter, yellow dice for the monsters. The barbarian has the rope and the lantern, and the witch hunter has his healing potions and magic, or a healing potion and his magic amulets. And remember, as a punishment for the witch hunter not praying to his gods, not using his faith to escape to successfully pass over the bridge of the bottomless pit, he is going to have 0 faith for 2 adventures. So he won't be able to augment any of his die rolls. But all right, so let's see here. We need to roll the power phase. And there's a 4, so there will be no event happening. So both the barbarian and the witch hunter, they both have a movement of 4. So they will just go ahead and move up in the warriors phase. And now it's going to be the monsters phase. So we're going to reveal this event here. And it is 2d6 skeletons. And remember that we are going to scale at 50% for only having 2 adventurers, 2 warriors. So let's see how many skeletons are going to be facing here. 9. Okay, so we're going to be facing 4. We're going to round down. I can't remember if I rounded up or down last time, but I usually would round down. So we're going to have 4 skeletons. Got some skeletons here. We'll do 2 with swords and 2 with spears. The difference being that the ones with the spears will actually fight in ranks. So we have some of these guys here. These are some of the newer GW skeletons, I believe. I really like these skeleton minis. They're really good. All right, so we have our heroes here, and they're going to fight one-on-one. So each one is going to get a skelly with a sword. And then the ones with the spears, they fight in ranks. And so what that means is they can attack up to 1 square away, kind of at range with their long spears. So we'll put 1 on each, starting from there. They have a movement of 4, a weapon skill of 2, strength of 3, toughness of 3, no armor. We're not going to have any with bows. They do have a fear of 5. So I do need to look up and remind myself the rules for fear. So let's see here. So I photocopied the roleplay book and then made a bestiary with just all of the monster tables, the monster stats, and the monster special rules in a spiral-bound book so I can easily access it. So fear. Some monsters cause fear because they are particularly frightening for one reason or another. Zombies, for instance, are the reanimated corpses of once human warriors and are terribly fearsome to face in combat. Each monster that causes fear also has a fear value indicated by the N after the fear entry. When an event occurs that generates monsters that cause fear, so that's right now, roll a d6 plus the warrior's battle level for each warrior that wants to attack a fear-causing monster. This is the warrior's fear roll. If the total is greater than the monster's fear value, that warrior is not afraid of them during the combat. They may fight them as normal. If the total is less than or equal to the monster's fear value, that warrior is afraid of them and fights them at a -1 to his hit rolls. If the wizard fails, okay, we don't have a wizard, each time the warriors meet a particular type of monster that causes fear, they must make a fear roll. There are 2 types. Okay, so we just need to make a fear roll, and we're going to add our levels, which is 1 for each, and they have to get 5 or higher because their fear, the skeleton's fear, is 5. So we're looking at, we need 4s here. All right, so both the barbarian, Harlan, and Saul are not afraid of the skeletons. They're going to fight them as normal. So that's the monster phase. When an event is revealed, the monster, their whole turn is to come out onto the board. There's not going to be an exploration phase, so now we're back to the top of the round, next round with the power phase. So let's see here. Roll for the power phase, and there's a 5. So no unexpected event. And now we're just going to be facing off against these skeletons. So I think we should go ahead and take care of the guys with the swords first. Harlan is up first as the barbarian. We're going to roll to see if he goes berserk on a 6. No berserk. He's going to fight as normal. And let's see, the skeletons, their weapon skill is 2. So barbarian, Harlan only needs a 3 or higher to hit. Oh, there it is. I saw a 1 for a minute. All right, so he got that 3. So now I'm going to do 1d6 plus 4 damage. There's 11 damage. Or 1d6 plus 4, 9 damage, I mean. And let's see, their toughness is 3. So 9 minus 3 is 6. And he only has 5 wounds. So Harlan easily kills this skeleton with 1 blow. So he could do a death blow, which is a follow-up, but there's nothing else adjacent to him. So the death blow will not occur. And he can't move, so that's the end of his turn. So now we're back up to Saul here, the witch hunter. And he's just going to use his saber. Same weapon skill. The enemy's weapon skill is 2, so Saul needs a 3 up to hit. And there is a 2. So Saul whiffed with the saber. Okay, so now we're at the monsters phase. And Saul will take it first. So the skeleton with the sword will attack Saul. Saul has a weapon skill of 3. And the skeleton needs a 4 or higher to hit. And there's a 5. All right, so we're going to do, let's see, 1d6 plus 3 damage. There is a 2 plus 3 is 5. His toughness is 4, so he's going to take 1 point of damage. And I'm starting to use these to keep track of hit points. So Saul starting with 9, so he's going to go down to 8 hit points there. Next up is this skeleton with the spear. He's going to attack Saul. So same thing, I need a 4 up to hit. And there's a 4. All right, so let's roll damage. So this is going to be plus 3. 4. 4 minus 4 is no damage. All right, so Saul dodges the spear as it's thrust towards his body. All right, next up we have Harlan here, and the guy with the spear is going to try to stab him. Same thing, he needs a 4 to hit. There's a 4. His toughness is 4, so he will take 2 damage. Right, 2 plus 3 is 5, minus 4, 1 damage. Sorry about that. All right, so he's down to 11 hit points. So that was the monsters phase. The skeletons also have regeneration of 1, which means that they heal 1d6 wounds per turn. So hopefully we can kill them all with a single blow. So, all right, so it is the power phase. We're not going to explore. Oh no, there's a 1. Okay, we're going to draw a random event here. Oh, excellent. Let's see, an encounter. Something hits the wall. The warriors find a dying dwarf prospector, riddled with orc arrows. As they approach, he growls a warning. So maybe the dwarf is somewhere in this room and he's kind of come to with the commotion of this battle and kind of surprised the warriors. Threatening them with a huge axe. When he sees that they are not orcs or evil creatures, he calms down and gives them a key. With his dying breath, he says, "This is the key to the portcullis. Without it, you will never get through. One of the players should keep this card to remind the warrior that he has the key." All right. So if we find the portcullis, we can open it with this card. And draw another event card immediately. The cellar. A flagstone underneath one of the warriors reveals a trapdoor that opens to a ceiling of a dark room. Okay, so this is going to be kind of a little alternate path possibly. So we're going to hold off and we're going to read the rest of this after this combat. All right, so that was the power phase. We're now at the warriors phase. So I think we will have Harlan move up here to attack that skeleton with the spear. Let's see if he goes berserk with a 5. Looking at a 5 up right now. 5 up. All right, he is berserk. So berserk each turn. Roll dice, add 1 for every monster slain, and if the total is 6 or more, the barbarian goes berserk. While berserk, he gains an extra attack every turn. Okay, so I get 2 attacks now. So let's see, I need a 3 up to hit this skeleton with the spear. And there's a 4, so that's good. Let's roll damage. It's going to be 1d6 plus 4. That's 6 damage. And he has a toughness of 3. So he's going to take 3 hits, which leaves him with 2. So I'll put this little tiny die there to show that he has 2 hit points left. Now hopefully we can kill him now with this second attack since the barbarian is berserk. And that way he will not regenerate. So once again, a 3 up. There's a 5. And 2 plus 4 is 6 minus 3. And that kills him. All right, so that skeleton is now dead. And that wasn't in a single blow in that turn. So there's going to be no death blow as long as I'm playing that right, which is the way I've always played it. It makes sense to me. All right, so next we're going to go on to the witch hunter. Now let's see if I can do something better here. What did we say we needed? We needed a 3 up for the witch hunter to stab that skeleton with his saber. And there's a 6. Nice. So remember that 6 gives him a +1 to damage. So he's going to be adding 4 to this. 10. He hit that skeleton so hard it just fell down in a pile of crumbled bones. Nicely done, Saul. Okay, so now we just have this one skeleton left, and it was already attacking Saul, so it's just going to keep attacking Saul. And we need a 4 up to hit Saul here. And there's a 3. Excellent. Saul dodges the blow, no problem. And now we are back to the top of the round with the power phase. 6. There will be no extra event. And I do want to look at the... I've always wondered about this barbarian. It says that if the total is 6 or more, the barbarian goes berserk until the combat is over. While berserk, he gets 1 extra attack every turn. So I already get 1 extra attack. The combat is not over. I still have to roll though, because if I roll a 1, excuse me, then the barbarian actually attacks his buddies there. So let's see. All right, 6. So I still get 2 attacks, and I'm going to target the 1 remaining skeleton. Okay, so let's see here. I need was a 3 up. There's a 5. Damage. Okay, 4 plus 4 is 8, minus 3 is 5, and that skeleton is dead. Excellent. So we've cleared out that room, and the skeletons are worth 80 each. So let's see here. The Harlan is going to get 240 gold, which I've completely misplaced my scrap paper. Here we go. I'm just going to write that here in this book, and then we'll transfer it to the character sheets. So we have Barbarian and Witch Hunter. So the Barbarian's going to get 240. And Saul's going to get, what was it? 80. All right, we're already doing better. Well, I shouldn't speak too soon. This is only the first room. So the skeletons have been dispatched, and that there's not going to be any monster phase. I can't explore because the barbarian has the lantern and he has to be adjacent to explore. Let's go ahead and read this seller card here. So place a trapdoor token underneath one of the warriors. Shuffle any unused dungeon room cards and select one at random. If the warriors choose to jump down, they shall appear directly in the center of this new board section. There seems to be no direct way to climb back up unless one warrior remains above and uses a rope or levitate spell. Climbing up the rope, resolve an event card. Okay, I'm not going to go down. We'll leave the card here just in case. I don't know. We might have to come back to the cellar. Let's see if I can find a little trap door piece in my... Here we go. We'll place this down there as a trap door. And we'll just place that there. This is my my box of dungeon furniture with Hero Quest stuff and some of the battle systems dungeon furniture, more Hero Quest stuff, and some tombs and things like that. So fun to use. All right, so now let's see. We didn't roll a 1 for the power phase, so now it's the warrior's phase. All he can really do is move up, declare that he's going to explore the next room, and then we are back to the top of the power phase. And a 3. All right. We successfully made our way out of this room. Warrior phase, we're already there. Monster phase, nope. Okay, so yeah, let's see what's going on next. Here is the labyrinth. A raised platform runs across the middle of the room, bridging 2 upper doors, whilst 2 lower level doors are connected via sets of stairs. The labyrinth will always trigger an event card. All right, let me find the labyrinth here. Here's the labyrinth. This was a, I think this was created specially for, I'm not sure, but it's definitely a DIY. I printed this out and added it to this card here. So we will have this like that. And then there's going to be 3 exits from here. 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. Okay, so then we're going to go ahead and divide this up as evenly as possible in 3 ways. So we'll go 1, 2, 3. So from the bottom there. And then we will place these over here. We will place these there, and this stack going to the south there. All right, sorry about the glare on that stack of cards, but that's just going to have to be there for a moment. Okay. All right, so that was the exploration phase. Now we're back to the top here. We need to draw a random event card, and we'll place that in the room to remind us that we have to encounter that. So we're back to the power phase, and I think that's going to be the end of this video. So we will pick it up next time in part 5. So, all right, I have a much better feeling about this about this excursion into the depths below the dwarven village here. But we'll see. I know you should never count your chickens before they hatch in Warhammer Quest, because as we all know with Games Workshop games, roll a 1 and you're done. That should be their motto. And a 1 in 6 chance, you have a very, very good chance of rolling that 1. So next time we'll pick up with the next power phase, and we'll see what happens to Saul the Barbarian, or Harlan the Barbarian, and Saul the Witch Hunter. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.